Bubba.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Hey everyone! It is time for some Fri-Yay fun. This is Mrs. Dart and
Jennifer.
And we're going to make some puppets with you today. So I hope you're ready to have some fun. Okay, today we're going to make some puppets. Jennifer, did you know that puppets started in ancient cultures over 3,000 years ago?
No.
That means puppets are very old.
Puppets were used to tell stories. Some believe that puppets were around even longer than actors. People who study puppets think that Egypt was the first place puppets were originated. Today, puppets are used to tell stories. They're also popular with kids and families.
Well, we're going to make our own puppets so that you can storytell with your families. Next time we come together, we'll show you what you could use for a stage. But today we're going to focus on making our characters. Jennifer went a step ahead and she even gave them backstories. So she already has created stories for her characters. So gather up any old socks that are missing, plastic spoons, buttons, ribbons, anything you can think of that would make a great puppet.
So here are some of the material ideas we had, and we just went into our garage and got into our craft bins. We actually used a lot of old crafts I had and some old things I had from projects that I never used.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many buttons and beads we've collected over the years. You could even go and take a look at some of those old toilet roll containers you have. Everybody's been eating out, so you could grab a plastic spoon. Maybe that was left over. We have a lot of ribbons, and everyone I know has a missing sock somewhere. For a lot of fun, though, you could get some googly eyes. So here we go. We've got our first couple puppets. Jen, why don't you tell us a little bit about these puppets and their backstory?
Okay, so there's Beaker and Cheryl. Beaker and Cheryl are brother and sister who grew up in Sacramento, California. Beaker gets his name from a freak lab accident where a beaker of chemicals were spilled onto him, making him have superpowers. Cheryl, on the other hand, is a telemarketer who enjoys a Sunday brunch.
Fantastic. In order to make these two puppets, we gathered 2 long craft sticks that Jen used most recently for an atom project in 8th grade, some wood beads, and some chenille sticks. Then we had some feathers, googly eyes, and we used glue. You could either use the white school glue or you could use a hot glue gun. Please make sure if you're using hot glue gun, you have your parents' permission or their help. Anyone 12 and under need to make sure that they get permission on all of the supplies they're using at home.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about our next ones.
So the next 2 puppets we have is Penelope von Schwagel and Jasmine. Penelope and Jasmine are best friends who met in a dancing convention. Penelope is a world-renowned jazz dancer best known for her inspiring dance, Socks. Jasmine is a dance instructor who worked closely with Sakura.
Get it, Sakura? Oh, very cute. Okay, hi. These are cute. So what we used were some old socks. This is actually Jennifer's dad's old sock. And this one, what was this one?
His old sock too.
Oh, okay. You will find, oh, very fancy, Ralph Lauren sock. And then we've got some googly eyes, paper for the lips, feathers, some old fabric. Where's the old fabric? Do you have the old fabric on?
Right.
Penelope? Okay. And then again, glue. You could use your hot glue or your white glue. Okay. Tell us about our next set of puppets, Jen.
Okay, our next set of puppets are Linda and Tom.
They remind me of Forky.
Yes, from Toy Story. Linda and Tom are a happily married couple. Linda is a distinguished chef who is a finalist on Sock Chef. Her restaurant, the Old Socketti Factory, is the #1 restaurant in Sacramento, California.
Tom is a college history professor at Forkton College. In order to make these, we use some plastic utensils that we are big fans of Panda Express, and these probably were from Panda Express. Then some googly eyes, chenille sticks, more scraps of fabric. This is actually a piece of fabric that we used from a sock puppet you'll find later on. And then glue, hot glue, or white glue gum. Okay. I love this Tell us a little bit about yours, Jen.
Well, first what we did was we glued beads on the little pitch part of the fork, and we actually found some old bells and glued them on, and you can shake them and it'll make some noise.
Oh, yeah, that's very cool. Thank you. All right, next ones.
So our next ones are Argh and Billy. Argh and Billy are two very unlikely friends who met in the reading room of their local orthodontist in Iowa. Argh is unemployed but has won the Iowa State Lottery 3 times. Billy is a beet farmer with 7 dogs. They eat breakfast every morning together.
That's cute. So this was actually my favorite puppet to make. This is Jennifer's old soccer sock from when she was like 3 or 4. Please don't ask me, she's 13 and we still have these sitting around. But what we did, or I did, is I used some buttons for the eyes, and then I took pieces of ribbon to make some teeth. These lines were already in the sock, and then I just found this cute button in our stuff. It says, "Just love the world." I thought because this is so close to Earth Day.
Also, Argh was already a ripped sock, and we thought about just maybe going on and helping with the rip, and we made it a mouth.
Very cool. Wait, but does Argh have teeth? Oh my gosh, check this out. Argh has teeth. How did you make the teeth?
I took some ribbon and I cut them into triangle shapes, and then I glued the teeth to the inside of his mouth.
I also like Argh because I noticed you used marker to color some eyebrows, which you can use any markers that you have on your socks as well. Some, I'm just not as artistic with making faces. Some of you are really good at that. Oh, yes. Please tell us about these two.
So our next 2 puppets are Taylor and
Like I dropped my flask.
yes.
Okay. For all our Visco girls out there.
Taylor and are arch enemies, actually, who met at one of Taylor's concerts. Taylor likes to sing opera. She's actually world renowned, having won 468 Grammys over the years. On the other hand, get it? Has dedicated his life to making Taylor's life terrible. His favorite hobby is to hiss during all of Taylor's shows.
So I need you to really show how you made Taylor with this one, Jen. Will you please pull it closer to the camera? Okay, tell us a little bit about Taylor. I'll hold that up and you can.
Okay, so when I started making Taylor, I took some gold ribbon that we had and I just cut some pieces and glued it to the toilet paper roll for hair. For this little hat right here, I took one of those suction cups and I took the metal part off of it.
Ah, didn't have permission for that one, but okay.
I got it from Dad.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
And I took some glue and I glued some glitter on over here. For right here, I just took a bunch of buttons and I glued them onto the roll to make it look like she had a top. I also glued glitter down here, and then right here, I took a stick and I colored it in black, so then it looked kind of like a microphone.
Seriously? This wasn't a real microphone? How clever. So a little stick, craft stick, and we had those little beads for Mr. A's Atom project still. Huh, very cool. Then here is, I made this one. I just took a striped sock because Jen went through that phase of wanting crazy socks with everything and mismatching. And we actually had pom-poms from another pair of socks that I cut off, and I used a paper for a tongue. Awesome. Thanks, Jen.
Okay, so for our final one, the Clob. The Clob is a mystery. He arrived in Sacramento during the summer of 2019. No one knows where he came from. He may look shy, but do not be fooled. He is a friendly fuzzy and can be ferocious if people of Sacramento act in anarchy or as bosses or bullies.
So you really have to stay a level C or D to hang out with the Clob. Get the Clob closer. Okay, so the Clob was made out of an old sock. This is Jen's old sock, and we cut 2 holes so that the sock's arms were free flowing, and then just needed scissors, buttons. This might be the easiest puppet we made because I cut out the holes and put on some buttons.
And we used the scraps from him to make a bow tie.
Oh yeah, for who's that?
Tom?
Tom. Thank you so much. Okay, so we just showed you a few of our puppets. Jen, how long did it take you to make all these puppets?
I would say it took me 30 minutes to an hour maybe.
For each? Or
oh, no, not for each. Like 10 minutes at most.
Okay, well, for me, it took me a little longer to make some of mine. My creative juices don't flow as easily as Jennifer's. To be honest, I actually had to go to Google for some help, and then that helped give me ideas. So what you could do if you want to make these at home is you could go to Google search engine and you could type in these 6 words. Easy puppet to make at home. You'll have a lot of different options to look for. Please do not feel like you have to go and try and find the fanciest materials. You saw, I thought Jen's most creative one was made out of a toilet paper roll. But make sure if you are creating anything that you get permission from your parents. If you're especially under the age of 12, make sure you have their permission before you use anything like scissors, hot glue guns, any tool that's not recommended for someone under the age of 12. Jen, do you have fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
And next time on Fri-Yay Fun, we will show you how you can make a simple puppet stage for your puppets to actually tell stories.
Fantastic. So at that time, Jen will give a true story for her backstories. Till then, have a wonderful Friday. Thanks, guys. Bye.